Good evening. For my presentation this evening, I will be demonstrating how to use Google Forms as a quick assessment tool during instruction. Google Forms allows for you to check for student understanding and mastery in a quick and invasive way. It's a quick tool that gives you immediate feedback, and it's essential in instruction because it allows for you to know or sense when to pull for a small group, when to do a quick reteach, or when to pull for remediation. So first, we're going to get started by looking at the teacher's view for this tool. So to get started, what you need to know. So we're going to be doing a quick assessment tool. So I think it's only fitting that we use a blank quiz. So with the blank quiz option, you are able to set it up in a very assessment-like form, but it's very invasive. It's very easy for the teacher to do and easy for the student to use. So first, I always want to get started by changing my title. So we're going to make a quick quiz on cells. We're going to type cells right here as our title. Now, you don't have to do this portion, but I always ask for my students' first and last name because I have students who have the same name, first name, and I want to be able to identify who I need to pull for small group quickly. So I ask for their first and last name, and if they're using their Google email or login, it'll automatically record it if you request it in the settings. So you can go to settings and you can lock the quiz when you put it in quiz mode, because if you don't put it in quiz mode, it's just kind of open for students. So you want to put it in quiz mode. You can put the option for them to see their score when they're done. You can also put it in lock mode, which allows for the student not to leave off of the Google Form platform. You can allow it where they can see which questions they missed. This is going to increase once you start to put point values for the questions. And then you're also able to see student responses and export that into another Google Office option, which is Google Sheets. So after you have your introduction done, right here, you could put directions. I usually give my directions orally, so I don't have to add that portion. You're going to hit the equal sign. So for the equal sign, it's going to give you a brand new section. And right here, I'm going to let my students know this is where the fun begins. So this is where the quiz questions are. Again, you could put directions here. I'll put something funny like respond. Okay, a little delay here. Respond if you laugh. All right, so right here, you will then hit the plus sign so that you can start adding your questions. So our first question is going to be, what are the two you can make it multiple choice. You can make it multi-select, which is what I want here. Select all that by. And then you're able to go in and add your options. We're going to add you periodic, row, periodic. Go off with something else, mother. Very good. The next thing you want to do as the instructor is go to the answer key and then select the correct answer and add a point value here. Done. You're not essentially done because what you want to do is hit required. So it forces the students to answer it. If you notice here, I also did that here in their name portion. So once you finish your assessment question, you can add more here. If not, if you just want to do that quick question here. You will then go to publish. You want to make sure you publish. So the link is now active for your students. And just so you see what they see, just to get the student view, you want to hit preview, which is this eye icon right here. And then that takes you into the student view. It opens a new tab and it sees what the student sees. So right here, like I said, it requires my students to input their first and last names. I go back to the teacher view here, and then I want to spruce this quiz up a little bit. So you'll hit that paint icon, that paint palette icon here, and you can change the color. Try out different images as well. Let me see. I'm going to use this one. This looks like sales to me. Insert. And then you can also change that color of that theme to your desired tone. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then once you get your students to start responding, you're able to get a data sheet open. So once you get students' responses, you'll click link to sheets and it will take you to a Google Sheets. We're going to actually use one that I've used already before. So if you go here, click this icon, it's going to take you back to your home base. So this is a survey that we used for our last assignment. So if you hit, you'll see how many people responded. You could do a head count in the classroom, like, hey, it's 18 of you, I only see 17 responses. Who forgot to hit submit? So once you see that you have data, you have responses here, you will then hit view in sheet. And then that data is actually pushed into a Google spreadsheet here. So this is great for a data meeting. If you want to do data chats with students, it tells you who answered where, at what time, the date. I really like that feature there. And when you go back to your home base, you'll see all of your assessments that you've created. You can use this, reuse these assessments, just make copies if you want to edit them in any type of way. So yeah, Google Forms is an excellent assessment tool. I think that it allows for the teacher to be very creative in the format that they use in which they roll out to the students. It's also really good with the interchanging of information between Google Forms and Google Sheets so that you could pull that data, use that data, use it as an artifact. So I really like this assessment tool. So if you have any questions or if you can be so kind as to respond to my peer survey that I leave, then tell me how I did. Thank you, and thanks for watching.